Welcome back to another Modisoft back office video. My name is Jonathan, and today we're going to be going over on how to set up your Modisoft location settings. So in order to set up your settings such as, how your store handles lottery, fuel, your point of sale systems, we have a section in Modisoft where you can set up those things. So what you're going to want to do is click on the main menu here. You'll see the setup option, settings, and location settings. Once you click on that, it will open up this page here where you'll be able to enter the location details for your store. And all this will generally be entered by default because of what you entered when you sign up. The main thing about this is you're able to add your store phone number, and if you're using Cartsy, and you're selling your products online on the Cartsy application to your customers, you have the ability to put your location logo and the Cartsy banner here so that your customers will be able to see that whenever they are shopping on Cartsy. Once you've updated all the settings here, you can just hit Save Settings, and that will update everything that you have entered on this page. In the General tab, there's a couple options here that you can set as well. The first option, this number of days to keep unlocked data, basically states how far back your employees can go back and edit the daily entries pages that they do on a daily basis. Time zone, you want to enter this as where you are, whether it's Central, Eastern, etc. Number of shifts per day, if you do the shifts in Modisoft, you want to put how many shifts you're doing here. And this last option here, the days allowed to adjust retails and cost in a purchase, basically states how far back your employees are able to go and change the price in a old purchase from today's business date. So if you only put, they can edit the retail and costs 5 days ago, then if they try to edit a purchase that was 7 days ago, then that, and if they update the retail or cost in that purchase, it will not update the cost that you have in the price book. So this is only for that purpose. You have the ability to check mark here if you want to be able to import the POS data from your point of sale systems. If you'd rather do everything manually, you can always uncheck this box and you can do your daily paperwork manually. Check here if you want to be able to enable the daily shift or not. Check here if you want to be able to send items to the POS that have a zero retail. For multi-store customers, you have this box here, which if you check it, then this is if you are using the admin functionality that Modisoft has, where you would have the admin take control of all these store operations. So if you check mark this button, this will basically take away a lot of your multi-store functionality at the store. So your employees will not be able to make changes on the price books. They won't be able to send a POS. They cannot, make any changes because you have an admin that is actually going to do those changes. So just be aware if you do have a multi-store location, if you want your admin to take care of everything, then you can check mark this box for this location. Under fuel, you're able to enter the values for how much your jobber commission is per gallon that they give you, any fees that are here, if you want to add daily fuel over and short in the profit, or if you don't want to calculate fuel profit, or if your fuel's on consignment. You can just check mark what is happening at your location if any of these apply to you. In the lottery tab, if you are selling lottery at your location, you can enter the number of slots here. If you want your lottery tickets to be automatically confirmed when they're added to the system, you can check here. If you want them to be automatically activated whenever you confirm a ticket, if you want to be able to automatically settle your lottery or delete the ability to delete confirm lottery, you can check mark that here and then just hit save settings whenever you are satisfied with those changes. Under POS setup, you have the ability to checkmark these settings here, where if you don't want to subtract the POS discount, don't subtract POS refunds, do not subtract the promotions, or if you want to import the fuel discount. So this is important. So whenever you are looking at your POS Live or any of your reports, this will affect those reports based on what you checkmark here. In the tax setup, you have the ability to set up the tax rates for your location. So for example, if you're here in Texas, we have an 8.25% tax rate. And based off of if you have a passport or commander, they will have a tax strategy ID that's going to be assigned to each one, whether you have a non-tax rate or if you have tax rates, or if you're in other states that have multiple tax rates, like a high and a low tax rate, they'll have different numbers that are assigned to that tax strategy. So if you want to add a new tax rate, you can just come in here, click on Add New, enter the ID based off of if you have a passport, you're able to go into the tax maintenance under the manager workstation, and then you're able to get that tax strategy ID. If you have a Verifone Commander, you can log into your C-Store site, and then you're able to go into the settings to change or to get the tax rate, and that'll give you the ID there. So if you, let's say you're adding a second ID here, and since we have 101, that's generally a passport setting over here for the tax rate. So let's say you have 102, and let's say you have maybe a wine tax. Here you can only enter a value if you also have a Retalix point of sale. So if you have a truck stop that's going to be using this tax rate, that's using Retalix, you can enter the tax strategy from your Retalix. Once you enter that here, you'd have to add a new record to enter that tax rate for that wine tax that you just added. So let's say it's a 10% tax rate. And here is where you would enter if you are using a Verifone Commander tax ID. But since we have a passport, we can leave this blank as well. Click the check mark and that'll save the 10% tax rate. And then you're able to hit save and close. And then that will add the rate to your tax strategies. On the minimum age restrictions section, you have the ability to set up the IDs that your passport, Comdata, Commander, MPOS, etc., all the IDs that are used to set up your minimum age restrictions. For location hours, this is where you would set the hours that your location is open. So just be aware that this is only to set up for this location for your clock in and out. So this is not the location hours. If you do have Cartsy, this will not be used for doing the Cartsy location hours. They do have a separate section where you can set the hours for your app if you are using Cartsy. So once you update your times of whenever you're open and closed till, just hit save, and all of your settings have now been set up for your location. We hope that you found this guide useful in better understanding your Modisoft back office. Please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you will always be up to date on your Modisoft back office. Thank you and have a wonderful day.